Welcome back to my YouTube channel, you guys. It is Casey from Crochet with Casey, and today we are doing our slasher ghost tutorial. We are going to need black and white. I am using the Loops and Threads Chenille Home. After the next few of these, I am only going to be using the Premier Yarn Basics and the Premier Yarn like Parfait Chunky, which you can find them in the description below. But after that, you are going to need a 5mm hook, a little darning needle, some polyfill, felt, iron or like a heat compressor of some kind, and some heat and bond for the eyes and the mouth. First things first is we are going to do his feet, just so we have them ready. In order to do that, we are going to be doing a magic circle. How I do it is I like to pinch between my two fingers, and then I wrap it around in an X. And so now we're here, and then you're going to take your hook and go underneath, and then this one that is coming up, that is on top, you're going to hook it and pull it down. And then you're going to go and do the same strand that we just pulled down, and you're going to hook it and pull it through. And that is the beginning of our magic circle. So to do his foot, you are going to do 5 single crochet. So there's 1, you go through the circle, pull through, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through. So there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you want to make sure this little tail at the very bottom is not like trapped or anything. About this one, you want it to be flat, and then you're just going to pull it tight. Sometimes you kind of have to like work the stitches down. You can't pull it all the time, but that's how you close your magic circle. Now moving on to row number 2, you're going to do an increase in every single stitch. So you're going to do an increase 5 times, and you're going to end with 10 single stitches. So that was 2, there's 1 single stitch, and then for an increase you're going to go in the same stitch to create another single stitch. So that was 4, and then again 5, 6, 7, 8, and then last increase 9, 10. Round number 3, and that is just going to be a single stitch and then an increase 5 times until you get 15. So the first stitch you're going to do a single stitch, and then in the next one you're going to do an increase, which is just 1 single stitch plus another single stitch in the same stitch. So that was 3, here's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, here's 10, 11, 12, here's 13, and then 14, 15. Here now we are going to be working in the back loop only, and we are just going to do 3 single stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 3 decreases. There's 1, 2, and 3, and now we're going to do 7 single stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you should be ending with 12 stitches in total. So round number 5, we are going to be doing 4 single stitches. So here's 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then you're going to do 2 decreases. So there's 1, 2, then you're going to do 4 single stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So you should be ending with 10 stitches in total, and that is it. That's all we're going to be doing for his foot. So make sure you leave a long enough tail for sewing. And before I do officially move on, I do like to stuff the foot so I don't have to do it later. Okay. And now go to the chapters and rewatch the foot so you guys can make a second one because you want to make 2. Okay, so after doing the legs, we are going to go with the hands, and again do your magic circle, and then this time you're only going to be single crocheting 6 times. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now after that, I've been having a hard time with this white recently. It's just fraying all over the place. There we go. We did it. Okay, so now for row number 2, we are going to do a single stitch and an increase 3 times to get 9 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, and here's 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, and then on this last one, do not go all the way through. We are going to color change. And 9. So for this color change, it is a little bit different. We are going to be doing an invisible color change, and how it is it's gonna pretty much go the same way, but you're grabbing 2 different strands. So you're gonna go in like a normal single stitch, but you're gonna grab your white first this time, and you're gonna yarn over, and then you're gonna drop that and grab your black, and then yarn over and pull through. So that was 1. And now you're going to do that 9 times, so 8 more times. So with your white, and now yarn over with your black. So that was 2, and then yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through with black. That was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, there we go. And last but not least, 9. And so now just cut off that last strand, and then we are going to be working in the front loop only. 9 regular single crochet. So here's 1, 2, maybe, there we go, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We are going to be doing a single crochet, and then you're going to stop and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you want to work 3 slip stitches down. So there's 1, 2, and then the third one's going to go back into the same stitch as that original single crochet. And then 1, and then 2, and then you're going to do your 3 single crochet again. And then you're going to go down 3, making sure that last slip stitch is in the base. And you're gonna do that 3 times. So now we're gonna single crochet and then go 1, 2, 3, and then do your slip stitch, and then back into the base again, and then 2 single crochet, and then again chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're slip stitching down 3 times, making sure it goes into that original base again. So that was our second time, so now we're going for our last one. So single stitch, and 1, 2, 3, and then you're slip stitching down, and then 2 single crochet, 1, 2, and then last chain 3, and then slip stitch down again, 1, 2, and 3. So you should have 6 of these. It makes more sense in my brain, and it's easier if you flip it inside out, because we are going to be working in the unworked loops from row 3, so it's going to be right next to row 4. And what you are going to be doing for 9 single crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Last round, we are just going to be doing 9 single crochet in that crochet round that we just did. So here is 1, gotta flip this back in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And that is it for the hand. The reason why we do the invisible color change is minimizing the amount of white we are going to see. And you are going to stuff the hand. It just makes it a little bit easier, just like the legs later on. Okay, so now we are going to do the chin. And starting off with the chin is the magic circle. And then inside the magic circle, you're only going to do 4 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now you are going to do 1 single stitch and an increase 2 times. And you're going to be ending the round with 6 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then round number 3, we're going to do 2 single stitches and 1 increase. 2 times to get 8 single stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now for row number 4, we are going to be doing 3 single stitches and an increase 2 times to get to 10. So there's 1, 2, 3. Now increase for 4 and 5, and then 6, 7, 8, and then increase for 9 and 10. For round number 5, we are doing 4 single stitches and an increase 2 times, ending with 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, now increase for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oh my goodness, 10, 11, and 12. So now row number 6 and last row, we are doing a single stitch and an increase 6 times, ending with 18. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And then that's the little chin that we have, just a nice little triangle. Stuff it. To make the body, starting with his butt, so we're gonna do a magic circle, and that is where you make your X, and then you pull the top one through, and then you yarn over and pull through the same one. And so that's how you make your magic circle. And so now in that circle, you're going to be doing 8 single stitches. So you're going to go through the circle, pull through, yarn over, and pull through both of those loops. And that is your first single stitch. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now you're going to close your magic circle. I find that sliding almost individually the little stitches down helps it a little bit with the chenille yarn. But now for row number 2, you're going to be doing 8 increases to end with 16 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so now row 12. 13, 14, 15, 16. So now row number 3, we are going to be doing a single stitch and an increase 8 times until we get 24 single stitches. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So now row number 4, we are going to be doing 2 single stitches and then an increase 8 times until you get 32 single stitches. Okay, so now that we have that, rows 6 through 12, we are going to be doing 32 single stitches all the way around. So I'm just going to mute myself. If you guys don't like that, you guys can definitely pause me and then skip to the next part. And for the sake of the video, I am speeding up the process for this part. Okay, so now we are on row 11 and we are going to start our decreases. So we're going to do 2 single stitch and a decrease 8 times until we get 24 stitches. So there's 1, 2, decrease for 3, 4, 5, decrease for 6, 7, 8, decrease for 9, 10, 11, decrease for 12, 13, 14, decrease for 15, 16, 17, decrease for 18, 19, 20, decrease for 21, and 22, and 23, decrease for 24. Okay, and now we are going to do row number 12, which is going to be 1 single stitch and then a decrease 8 times until you get 16. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, so now for round number 13, we are going to be doing 16 single stitches in the front loop only of row 12. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, oh no, there we go, 14, 15, and 16. So at 16, you don't want to yarn over and pull through to finish off. The very last one, you want to color change with your white, because now we are going to be starting the head. The working in the front loop only made the collar of his shirt slash like the beginning of his hoodie. So I like to personally just leave the string going. I don't fasten off, but you can fasten off and weave in the ends and still get the same outcome if you don't want to deal with this string just dangling here the whole time. I like flipping it inside out. You don't have to do this part. That is completely optional. That's just what I like to do, because now for row 14, we are working in the unworked back loops from row 12. It's going to be right next to row 13, but just in the back loops. It's just easier for me to see them if I flip the body inside out for just this row. So we are going to be doing 16 increases. So that was 1 stitch, 2 stitches, and you're going to be ending with 32 stitches in total. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 'kay. So now flip it back the right side. if you did that with me. If not, like, don't worry about it. And now we are going to stop here for a minute and we are going to stuff the body. This is optional too, like if you want to wait till later to stuff the body, completely fine. You don't have to do it all right now. Okay, so now for row 15, we are going to be doing 3 single stitches and an increase 8 times until you get 40 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, now increase 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8, increase for 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, increase for 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, then 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, then 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, then 29, 30, then 31, 32, 33, then 34, 35, oops, then there's 36, 37, 38, and then last but not least, 39 and 40. I'm gonna stuff a little bit more since his neck was folding in on me. Round 16 through 21, we are going to be doing 40 single stitches. So I'm probably gonna speed up this part for you guys, so you guys don't have to listen to me count to 240. But here we go. Okay, so now on to row 22. We are going to be doing 3 single stitches, and then we're going to be doing a decrease 8 times until we get to 32 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3. Now decrease for 4, and then 5, 6, 7, and then decrease for 8, and then 9, 10, 11, decrease for 12, 13, 14, 15, decrease for 16, 17, 18, 19, decrease for 20, 21, 22, 23, decrease for 24, 25, 26, 27, decrease for 28, 29, 30, 31, and then decrease for 32. Alright, so now that is actually starting like the curve of it. As you can see, it's starting to slightly go up. So now row 23, we are going to be doing 2 single stitches and then a decrease 8 times until we get to 24. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and now 24. Now row 24, we are going to be doing 1 single stitch and then a decrease 8 times until you get to 16 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, there's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and last but not least, 16. So now this is a good place to stop and stuff the head because we only have 1 more round left anyways, and then we are closing off the head. Okay. So now we are going to be doing 8 decreases all the way around. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and oopsies, 8. Oh. My chenille yarn is like peeling. It's kind of like the reason why I'm switching over to Premier yarn, which you can get linked in my description. It's a good mixture between Burnett blanket and chenille yarn, but the chenille yarn just peels so much, so I had to stop and like do an extra slip stitch so it wouldn't like yank off all of the yarn on my tail. Okay, and so now how I personally close it off is I try to go in the front loop only. Sometimes that doesn't work, and I just use my hook for this part. You can use your darning needle. Just with my white, since it's already kind of peeling apart, the needle is just not going to help it, so we're just going to use the hook. But try to go in the front loop only. It's not like a huge deal if you go through both loops, but you're just going to go through and pull, and then from here all you do is cinch it tight, and then now there's no hole. So there is our head, and now with the string, if you left it on, awesome. If you didn't, we're going to attach it now. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be working in this little front loop that we made on row 13. Now I do a single crochet inside the first one, and then you're going to do 14 increases and then one single stitch, ending with 34. So that was 1. There's 2. Here is 3. And then there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I have to put it down, you guys. 12, 13, 14, 15. Ooh. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. We're almost there, you guys. 27, 28, 29, then, oh no, there we go, okay. 30, 31, 32, 32. So that is 30, and now you're going to do a chain 1 and then turn. And for the hood, we are going to be doing chain 1 and turning the whole time. So now for row 2 hood, we are going to be doing a single stitch and an increase 15 times, and we're going to end with 45. Okay, so here is 1, and then it goes 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, now we're gonna go 43, and then here we go, 44 and 45, and then again chain 1 and turn. Rows 3 through 6, so that is going to be 4 rounds. We are going to be doing 45 single stitches and then chain 1 and turning each time. 44, oops, and 45. Chain 1 and turn. Okay, so now it's kind of looking like a little Dracula cape, kinda. And we are going to be decreasing so it fits a little bit more snug to his head. So now that we've chained 1 and turned, we are going to be doing a single stitch and a decrease all the way around 15 times until we get to 30. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. And then chain 1 and turn. Number 8, we're just going to do 30 single stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Chain 1 and turn. Okay, so as you can see, it is pretty snug now to the head. And now we are going to be increasing in this part to make like a little tail, not too long, just a tiny one. We'll start with 8 single stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14 increases. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. And then we are going to do another 8 single stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, come on. And 8. Chain 1 and turn. And that round would have had you end with 44 stitches. So now again, we are going to increase. For row number 10, we are going to do 14 single stitches. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And now from here you're going to do a single stitch and an increase 8 times. So there's a single stitch and then an increase, so that was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. And then you're going to do 12 single stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then a decrease to make 44. Or sorry, to make 51. So now this is what it should look like. Has a little kind of tail here in the back. And now we are going to be doing row 11, which we are decreasing again. So we are going to do 9 single stitches, 17 decreases, and then 8 single stitches. So here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 17. So there's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34. And then don't forget to chain 1 and turn. Okay, so now for rounds 12 and 13, we are going to be doing 34 single stitches and then chain 1 and turning after each round. There's only 2 rounds. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, chain 1 and turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34. And then chain 1 and turn. Row 14, we are going to be doing 10 single stitches, 7 decreases, and then another 10 single stitches, ending with 27 stitches. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 7 decreases, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, and then another 10 single stitches. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27, and then chain 1 and turn. This is the last row. We are going to do 11 single stitches, 3 decreases, and 10 single stitches. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then your 3 decreases, 12, 13, and 14, and then 10 more single stitches, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. I do not chain in turn for the last one. I just break it off, cut it off, whichever one's easier for you. I recommend lint rolling before sewing this shut. Oh my goodness, that was a tongue twister. But you can always just take the hoodie off afterwards and sew afterwards, which is what I'm gonna have to do because I have to find my lint roller now. But this is what it should be looking like. This part comes up just a little bit, like that. A little baggy in the bottom. And then you guys can sew this shut however you prefer. I just literally do it like normal. But it is up to you on how you want to sew it shut. I've had a couple people do different things, and whatever works for you is the best. And then with this, I do not recommend sewing it to the head, so you have the opportunity to take off his hood. I mean, for whatever reason, whether if it's to play around or you want to like sew a surprise face or something like Voldemort on the back of his head, like go for it. But I personally do not sew it down to his head, and that's just what I recommend. So what I do is I just weave it in and out every little stitch, just trying to get to the bottom. Again, though, it is your personal preference. Like, if you want to sew it to his head, sew it to his head. It's your plushie. Nothing should stop you on doing what you want to do. But this is just what I personally do. I try to make sure, though, that I'm not skipping any stitches, so it's not going to look like super noticeable that there's like a string coming down his head. It does help that it is black yarn, because black yarn does hide a lot of things pretty well, in my opinion. It's kind of hard to crochet with sometimes. So I just try as hard as I can to get it down into the body. And then once I go in the body, I go like crazy. Like, that already should be good enough, but I don't want to have any tails popping through later on. Okay. Alright, and this is what you guys should have so far. I do like how the edges are not like perfect. You can go in and like single crochet around it. I just like that it's not perfect, because he does have a little unperfectness to him, but you can now take this down, fold it inside out, to lint roll if needed. Mine is definitely needed. And that's what it should look like so far. He's so cute. Okay, so now for the sake of the video, I am going to just speed up and probably not talk as much here, just so you guys can see how I am sewing him together. I am putting the legs about 6 stitches apart on rows 4 through 7. And then for his arms, I am also doing those about like 6 to 8 stitches apart, right underneath the neck. They're about 2 stitches away from the legs, and they're going to be parallel together. A cool thing is I haven't bought any amigurumi sticks yet. I haven't decided if I want to try to make some of my own or purchase from another seller. But I did just get double-sided knitting needles in the meantime. So when I do decide if I do want to make it, I could just use the double-sided knitting needles to make it on. But it is a great thing right now. Michael's has a lot of things on sale. So if you want to go to Michael's, I mean, Amazon also has a lot of things for cheap as well. Double-sided knitting needles work amazing if you don't have the funds for amigurumi sticks yet. But as you can see, I am just going from the outer to the inner, and I am just sewing it on. If you guys need some extra stuffing in here before you completely sew it shut, you want to make sure you stuff a little bit more stuffing in there as well. And if you guys ever don't cut enough yarn to continue sewing on, you can do what I'm doing here and just add some more yarn in. Or if it happened how mine happened, where it just started fraying and it was almost unusable again, same thing. This is the really great tip to just keep going on. Just thread it through and don't even worry about it. Just stuff the ending of it in. Also here, I personally didn't do it this time because it laid really nice, but if the chin doesn't seem to like lay down how you want it, go ahead and take a little bit of your yarn and put it in the middle of his chin and sew it down to his chest. That will be able to have his chin flat. It won't be like sticking up and poking you in the eyeball or whatever when you go to cuddle him. Okay, so now we're gonna add in the eyes and mouth. Let me know if you'd like a tutorial on this. Okay, so now we are going to be making the skirt, and for the skirt, it is just 2 rows, and you are going to be going to row number 5. We are going to be crocheting straight into the body, and what you're going to start with is chaining 2. After you chain 2, you want to do 31 half double crochet after that. And that chain 2 does work as a half double crochet, so you'll have 32 single crochet together. Just for the sake of the video, I am going to speed this up, so we'll meet back at round 2. Okay, so in round number 2, you are literally just going to be doing 32 half double crochets all the way around, and then we are going to fasten off and weave in the ends. And there you guys have it. There's our little slasher ghost. Make sure you like and subscribe and come back every single Friday for a new tutorial and some Tuesdays for some other tips and tricks.